Hi, welcome to A Gay and a NonGay with
Woo!
me, Dan Hudson, who is non-gay, and he's James Barr, who is gay.
Yes.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome. Thank you for listening. We love you so much for spending time with us
Yes.
every Wednesday.
Yes. What's going on?
You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search Gay NonGay. And, of course, you can subscribe, donate to us via our Patreon. Thank you so much for your support. It means the world.
Yes. What's going on?
What's going on? I'm still on tour, so my head's a bit scrambled. But I'm good, I think. I think I'm partying too much to avoid issues.
Right.
You know? Which is definitely a gay trope. But I feel like I am trying too hard to run away from my life.
Right.
That I'm not dealing with something that's really going on.
Right.
I can't quite tell what's emerging, though.
What do you mean?
I'm using therapy speak. I don't know what is emerging. Like, I'm not sure what I'm running away from or what I'm feeling. I can't quite figure it out.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm in a state of transition and I'm not entirely sure where I'm going. But that's probably natural, right? Because I'm on tour and I'm taking my show back to Edinburgh. It feels like it's close, but it's all very intense. But we just finished a recording with Elf Lions. If you haven't heard that episode, go have a listen. And that ended up feeling very intense at the end.
Right.
So I wonder what's emerging for you, Dan.
What do you mean?
I don't know. You just felt a bit shook by the revelation that Elf and I didn't really believe in love anymore. Or at least if we did, we seemed to feel differently about it.
The effort, I take you out for dinner. Oh right, well I'll get the next thing. Like we're constantly transactional in friendships, or like because it's just seen as like commonplace. Like as a kid, you were brought up. Well, they invited you to your birthday party, so we invite her to your.
Yeah.
People will say that's possibly wrong, and it probably is, and probably not healthy. But
no, I think it is healthy.
But sometimes in romantic love, there's this idea that we go, I've got you no matter what.
Well, it just felt... I mean, I guess both of you would have the takes that one would expect after, like, breakups, which was quite cynical, I suppose.
Is it cynical or real? And what's the difference between those two things?
Well, no, it is by definition cynical, isn't it?
Is it?
Well, is it not? I mean, a non-cynic would not say those things, right? Surely.
I mean, to recap,
a cynic and a non-cynic.
What was said to recap, just in your mind?
Well, we kept coming back to this word transactional, but I don't know whether that was...
I don't know if I use that word. I do think all relationships have an element of transaction have a transaction in them. Even sex is transactional because you're literally putting something in someone else.
Right.
Or the other way around, or having like that is transactional by definition. That's a transaction, isn't it? There's an energy flow between people always. Yeah. In this relationship, in any relationship, and that effectively is transactional.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that word.
No, but it does have a certain zing to it. That word, isn't it? Transactional. It's not normally.
You mean it has a negative?
Yeah, it's not normally used in a positive context.
Cynical, believing that people are motivated purely by self-interest, disinterest, or human. I don't think that's how we came across. I don't think that's how I feel about love. I'm not cynical because I believe that people are motivated purely by self-interest.
But you and Elf, I guess, don't think that people can like fall in love in and of itself and carry that through, right?
I think if I take a second, I mean, we haven't had long to process this in real terms because Elf literally only just left the room. But I think, I'm speaking for myself, not Elf. I think what we were saying is that love knows no bounds is bullshit. Yes, I do think that's true. Like, for better, for worse, I think is bullshit because where's the line on how worse something can be? Like, how do you square that? Like, it just doesn't.
It doesn't, but that doesn't mean better for worse, like how worse the person is acting. It means how bad things could get.
Isn't that the same?
Well, no, I take that to mean like illness and like, you know.
Yeah, but it's not specific enough, is it? And people, I think often people will just say, oh, but, you know, I love him.
Yeah.
Well, no, like, don't you love yourself? You've got to love yourself more than another person, I believe, to be in a successful relationship, because otherwise you can't look after someone else. If you don't look after yourself, then you're just a doormat. Anyway, so I guess my point is that I believe in love and love stories. I do think I see really good examples of love in friendships of my own, but also just with like in friends relationships, I see love, but you have to be real about it. I don't think it's cynical to say at the same time, you should do a background check. You should know who they are, know what they want in life, know where you're both going. Like, I think love is growth, right? You have to grow together. And if one person doesn't want to grow with you, then you shouldn't just stay with them because you love them.
I don't know. I don't really know what that means.
What do you want? How do you want me to explain?
I don't know. It just sounds like waffle. Like,
I guess it's because I'm literally using therapy speak.
Right.
I think. I mean that if you wanted kids and your girlfriend didn't, you aren't growing in the same direction. So, like, it doesn't matter that you care or loved each other.
Yeah.
Like, you both want different things. So you had to go on a different journey. And you would say, I think, well, you got to compromise, and that's fair enough. But like, at what cost? And eventually, that will make you unhappy, I think. So it's like okay, let's just think of it like Grindr, right? If I say to a guy, I'm looking for a top, and he is like, oh, sorry, I'm a bottom, like, in that exchange, we probably would immediately move on and go, cool, thanks so much, nice to meet you. I'm gonna keep looking then, right? It's the same in love.
But
and there's nothing wrong with saying that,
but you
out
can't
loud.
No, but
otherwise,
like,
you're just blind and you'll be like, oh, I'll fall in love with anyone.
if you've got like an endless list, like, that list has got to be pretty short, honestly, because
what do you mean?
Of things that you're specifically looking for.
Me?
One, same if you're buying a house, right?
You think it should be a short list?
Yeah.
Like, for example,
well, I guess the kids one. I don't know why that keeps fucking coming up. I guess the kids one is a big one.
Not really. I don't think about it.
I want to live in a city, or and I have to do that. Like, that's probably a big one. But like, if you've got a whole list of expectations, then you're not going to get anywhere.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Fine.
I don't mind if I don't meet someone that meets. I don't think I have that many expectations, to be honest. I think I just think someone should have had a minimum of 2 to 5 years therapy.
Right.
And if they haven't done that, or they aren't willing to like work on who they are, what they want in their life, or where they're going, or their growth, then I think I would probably avoid.
But why does everybody need therapy?
I didn't say everybody needs therapy, but I want to date someone that matches me on my level and where I'm at. So if they haven't done that, then they're not for me. It doesn't mean that everybody needs therapy. It just means that personally, if I want to date someone, I want to be able to have a conversation with them at my level.
And what level is that?
Where I've had a journey and understand who I am and where I'm going.
Can one not understand that without having had therapy?
No, it's a red flag for me, I think. Well, maybe there might be like, oh, I've actually done that myself. Okay, fine. Whatever your version of therapy is then. Like, I need to feel that you are meeting me at the same level of self-awareness and self-love, I think. Does that make sense?
Sort of.
Maybe you've gone and done yoga retreats for the last 10 years or whatever, I don't know. But at least you've, or you've read the right books, whatever. But I don't know. I don't know why you're vilifying me here.
I'm not sure that I am.
I feel like I'm being vilified.
Why?
I feel like you're judging me.
For what?
For not believing in a sort of fantasy of love.
I don't think that I am. I guess I do believe in that, I suppose.
Yeah, see, I have exercised that from myself. I think when we first started this podcast, this would have been a complete flip conversation.
Yeah.
Where I'd have been like, oh my God, I'm going to meet my prince and everything's going to be great. And you probably would have said, that's bullshit, I think.
Maybe, or maybe I've just always kind of been in the middle.
Maybe you're in the middle. And that's completely fine. And I'm not judging you either. I'm just saying, yeah, of course, after what I've been through, like, I don't really believe in any of those quotes anymore that I talked about. Love conquers all.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It literally doesn't. That's crazy. I don't know. I mean, does it conquer all? I do think love can conquer all, but there's a difference between those two things. I don't know how to explain what I mean. Love conquers all.
Yeah.
Isn't true. Love can conquer all, perhaps could be. What am I talking about? This makes no sense. We do not have to love. We choose to love. I think that's quite good.
Not that it matters what I think, but
it does.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, because you do see people all the time that fall in love, and that's that.
Yeah, but they're still choosing that, I feel. There's still an element of consent within that.
Maybe.
To be honest, I think it's dangerous to say love is love, actually, to bring it back to a queer narrative. I think that's dangerous.
Why?
Because that's like saying Brexit means Brexit. what does that mean exactly? There are so many different versions of love, so many different permutations of love, whether it be, having sex in a dark room with strangers.
Yeah.
We could argue that is a form of love, or having a long distance, long-term relationship like you have, that's a form of love, or friendships like I have, or platonic love, or family love. The love I have for my nieces. Like, there's so many different versions of love. It's not as simple just to say love is love.
Yeah, but that's not what it means, right? It means that like love is of equal value between two people of the same sex.
Yeah.
That's what it means. It doesn't, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, in that sense it does. But all of these quotes about love and the word love, people just throw them around all the time.
Yeah.
And what does it really mean? I mean, I'm going to have some issues when I meet someone and they say, I love you. Because I'm going to be like, well, what? In what way? Like, what do you mean? I'm going to need an essay on that.
Right.
Like, I don't...
Well, 1 Corinthians 13, are you familiar with that?
No, tell me.
It's a Bible quote, but it's like a really... They weed it out at weddings a lot.
Okay, Cotton, go for it.
They weed it out at weddings a lot. Love is patient, love is kind, love... You know that one?
No, go for it.
I don't know it by heart. I'm not Cotton.
Love is patient, love is kind.
Yeah, that's all I remember.
Love is also harsh, though, right?
Probably. Tough love.
Yeah. Love is an act of will, both an intention and an action. Do you agree with that one?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really sit around thinking and philosophizing about any of this, really. Don't know how helpful it would be to me to sort of sit around theorizing about this on the regular. You know what I mean? I don't know if
yeah.
I don't know how helpful it is, really.
Love is a gift of one's innermost soul to another, so both can be whole.
Right.
Do you agree with that one?
Yeah, probably.
See, I completely disagree with
Why?
that one. Because you're already whole.
Maybe not.
You are. You should be.
Well, no, but like some people are so deeply in love that you hear about old couples, like Johnny Cash died and his wife died 2 days later.
Yeah.
Like that quote is demonstrably attributable to them, right?
Right. Yeah. Sure.
And you hear about that all the time.
Yeah. And I'm not saying, but that's not to say that you're not whole without the other person. It's just that you want the other person.
I don't know. Like my mum died, but I don't know if my dad died that my mum would be doing great ever.
Yeah. So does that mean that your dad didn't love your mum as much?
No, absolutely not.
Right. Exactly. So they were potentially still two wholes.
Yeah.
That loved each other.
Yeah.
And I think for me, that's the sort of love I want to believe in.
Right.
Where I am a whole person and I meet another incredible whole person that has a whole life.
Yeah.
That I can share bits of and they can share parts of mine.
Yeah.
But we don't need each other to fulfill that.
Right.
Because we're already functioning.
Yeah.
Well. Anyway, Bell Hooks died, which is very sad.
Okay, well, I've only just become aware of this.
In 2021, and I'd read a whole book, and I then found out she died, and that made me really sad afterwards, because I was like, this woman's incredible. I need to meet her. We need to get her on the podcast. Oh, she's dead.
That's normally what I say.
Do you agree with this then? A compromise definition, a way of reaching agreement in which a person or group gives up something that was wanted in order to end an argument or dispute. Is that really what your lesson in love is going to be?
Maybe.
That's really horrible.
Why is it?
Because you've given up something to end an argument.
But that is how you end an argument.
I guess so.
Like, how else do you end an argument?
I guess I have predetermined triggers because of that word, because my ex used it a lot.
Right.
So I don't like that word because it makes me think, oh, you're going to hit me, and that's compromise.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm coming at this not from a clean slate, but I think what your version of compromise, a better word for it would be supporting someone else in their dream. Right. And then sometimes being supported in yours. No? Isn't that the same thing, but with the less negative way of looking at it?
I don't think that compromise is negative. I appreciate in your situation it is.
Interesting.
But like...
Well, that definition online says it's to end an argument.
Like my personal politics are quite centrist because I see that this person thinks this person thinks this. You're actually never going to get them to agree. So what can you do? What do you agree on?
Yeah. And
what can you get done?
Great. But that's more like the middle ground, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's...
And like finding a journey through together.
But that is... The middle is...
You can do that without compromising. You don't have to... I think you can. I don't think you have to lose who you are.
No, I'm not saying that, but you do have to...
You can agree on things to get where you're going, yeah. But that doesn't have to come at
But
a
that's
cost.
finding a middle ground.
Yeah, but that doesn't have to come at a personal cost.
It will have to come at a personal cost to some
I
extent.
don't-
It absolutely has to. How can it not?
I don't know, but I don't think
It's just at what cost?
Well, maybe
Say if your partner works earlys or nights, right? And then you're suffering from a lack of sleep off the back of it. That's a significant personal cost, right? But you're going along with that. You're compromising.
I guess. I don't know what I would do in that situation. I'd probably just have to try and maybe not live with them.
Right.
If I could.
Yeah.
And that would also be fine. Because that would be making both of us happy. Like, you get to work and you don't feel guilty about waking me up.
Yeah.
And I get to sleep properly. So when I do see you, I'm a lot happier.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see...
But
the compromise doesn't have to be negative or
well, I didn't say it was.
No, I'm just saying, I don't think a compromise has to come at personal cost. I think there are ways around...
But there is a personal cost to that.
It doesn't have to come at personal cost, I think.
But what you just described does have a significant personal cost.
Well, financially
for a start.
Yeah, but we're just talking metaphors. But I'm trying to say, I think there are doesn't matter anyway. I'm not in a relationship. Who cares? I'm single. I don't listen to me.
Yeah.
Do whatever.
I would have never guessed from the last.
I'm gonna carry on as I am. I'm very happy.
Okay, cool.
And I believe.
Me too.
I have faith that my next relationship will be hopefully a good one.
Okay, cool. Hopefully.
I mean, you and I have got a compromise.
And what's that?
I'm gay.
Yeah.
And you're non-gay.
Yeah.
And we have to deal with that.
Yeah.
That's a compromise, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, I've got to compromise all the time. It's quite exhausting being around straight people all the time.
Well, maybe. It's exhausting being around. Not that I am really, but I'm around enough. Certainly in America.
It's exhausting being around gay people.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh gosh, I'm so sorry for you.
Do you not think?
I'd love you to answer why in as quick as time as possible, so we can get out without being charged for another 4 hour of podcast studio time. Go for it.
Do you not think it's exhausting? Like, for example, when we went to the British LGBT Awards, I was like, this is exhausting.
Because
I can't tell what's real and what isn't. I can't tell who's actually friends and who isn't. I can't tell who's actually pleased to see someone and who isn't. You know what I mean? Like, why are we taking a photo of, like, fucking everything and everybody?
Yeah. Is that not just the entertainment industry as a whole?
Possibly.
I find all of that exhausting as well.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's gay people.
I
think that's just insecurities and imposter syndrome and probably a lot of neurodiversity all just like firing up at the same time because everyone's at an entertainment industry event.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's all bullshit, isn't it? That's not gay. Do you feel like that in a gay club?
Yeah, probably.
Right. We got to go. Sorry if this episode was
It's exhausting being straight around straight people as well.
Yeah?
So,
is it?
yeah.
I think it's just exhausting hiding who you are or trying to like water yourself down for straight people. And the classic example of that is, what did you do this weekend? Not much.
Yeah.
When actually you fucked about 10 people.
Yeah, but I do think I do think most people are going to water down the answer to that question.
Perhaps.
Like, I would say, if I've been sat around reading, for example, I'm probably not going to get answer with that.
Why?
I don't know why, actually.
Yeah, that's
depends who's asking.
Up, to be honest.
Depends who's
why
asking.
Would you not just say I've been reading?
Depends who's asking.
Why wouldn't you just say you were reading?
It does depend who's asking the question.
That's so strange.
Because I think there's an implication there that you're doing that because you've got nothing else to do, and that's
so weird.
Sorry for me.
To answer your question earlier, why does everybody need therapy? That's why.
Why?
Because you really should be proud of whatever.
Well, no, I am
reading.
But that's what I'm saying, depending on who's asking the question.
And then you shouldn't be trying to edit yourself based on who you're around. Because if you're doing that, you're just basically in the closet about who you really are in life.
I guess that...
And actually, by saying out loud, I was reading, might invite the right people into your life.
Yeah.
Rather than ones that maybe you've outgrown. Thanks for listening to A Gay A NonGay. Goodbye.